All right, little special session here today with the markets down about $90 or so, 1.2%. Not a huge move down, but a decent little move down. There's a few stocks that are down more. You got Broadcom down almost 6%. We've got Nvidia down 4%, Amazon down 2.5% on the session, Meta down 2.5%, Microsoft down over 3%. So some of the big names are down on the session today. So I thought we would jump in, take a look, see what's working in the accounts. And I'm going to keep reiterating this theme that I've been talking about in the member sessions here of making sure that you keep an eye on your overall deltas. Make sure you keep an eye on your overall trades. Don't get too much risk in there. But I'm really dynamically managing trades so that they don't get out of whack so that if a day like today, if you happen to be long something, you don't get smacked to the downside depending on the market. I don't think there's anything that was in a good uptrend today that's getting killed. All right. So, but things that were in downtrends and not doing so good, some of those are getting beat up pretty decently. But it shouldn't really be a surprise because we're already in a downtrend and you should already be protecting your trades a bit, right? Because if they're in a downtrend, we start selling in the money covered calls, or we start to sell some calls to offset downward moves in there, or we move our put debit spreads higher in our 112s to create a bigger trap, so that if things do slip a little bit, we can take advantage of that. So understanding how to really manage those trades a bit, I think certainly will help you here as we look at a bunch of different trades that we have out there. So, I don't have to go through the why do traders fail stuff with you, but number one, it's risk management. So if you have some outsized positions that are really killing you, did you oversize those? Because trading leaps is great when things are going up, but when things go down, leaps are going to get hit hard, right? Because leaps are 2 to 3 to 4 times the move of a stock. When you're only paying 25% of the stock price for a leap, that's great, unless you buy 4 times as many leaps as you were going to buy in stock. Now you've got outsized risk. So if you neglect your risk management, you got a problem. Okay. Otherwise, keeping track of your emotions here. And again, the market's only down 1.3% today. So I feel like this is a markets in turmoil day, and it's not. Okay. It's just a market down 1% today, which is not really a very big deal. But fear, greed, revenge trading after losses can lead to some irrational decisions. So, you know, don't get FOMO. Stay with your plan, which is the number three reason that traders fail is they don't have a solid plan and you don't have a consistent back traded plan. We're trying to help you put something together here. And one of the things that concerns me is, hey, I like the income forming covered call as much as anybody. I keep tweaking it here. But I've been in pretty much the same core three, four names for quite a while. But I see people going out there and putting on some names of stuff that are a little bit more volatile type of stocks, and those don't perform quite as well. Volatility is important, okay, but having something that goes left to right, on your screen in a pretty consistent manner is also important. But you also, I want you to scroll out, and I put it in the Discord a few minutes ago, is that I want you to scroll out too and look at what the weekly charts are doing to see, are we really having, a bad time here in the markets, or did we just make some bad trades? Did you just pick some wrong stocks and the wrong horse to ride? So let's take a look at it. I want to look at a few charts quickly, and then I got to get into the portfolio here, and we're going to manage some things in the portfolio with you, and maybe this will help you guys as well today. So, little learning session today while I fix anything, if anything, needs to be fixed in my account, which doesn't look too bad. So let's get going on it anyway. And let's take a look at the markets really quickly here. So this is the 15-minute and 3-minute charts. You can see that we've had a pretty strong day. We came down. We found this level of support from a couple days ago in here. So that's something to be aware of, that, hey, we found a level of support that we've already been at down here, and we held up pretty well on that. Doesn't mean it's going to hold. We're running into the last hour. We could get some pretty violent moves up or down at the end of trading today. So we're definitely going to see some things moving, but definitely a level of support down here in this green bar. I just extended this blue line. And then maybe this previous level of support from the 30th, okay, that could actually act as resistance. We didn't hold up on that one at all today. So levels of support here, keeping an eye on what's moving. All right. That being said, there's a little intraday for you. Let's look at where we are. All right. So uh, here's the E-minis on the S&P. We're down 90 points on the day, 1.3%. It's not a 5% down day. It's not a terrible day at all. It's the down day. We were down more yesterday, and then we happened to bounce off of those lows. I believe Congress did vote to keep the government open today, so that should actually be a decent thing. If we take a look at the weekly chart here, and look at this weekly chart. Okay, this is a pretty nice looking chart overall here. We are in this rising wedge that I warned about, but look at where we are. We're not even anywhere near the 21-day moving average, which is the green line here. We're not even close to that on the weekly, and the 50-day moving average on the weekly is down here about 64.71. That would be where I'd start to be looking at some interesting things happening, or if this 8 breaks the 21. But we haven't even hit the 21-day moving average on the weekly, so there's really nothing going on except a nice bullish run. And things might be stalling out a bit here. We've got this rising wedge. If we break it, okay, and then confirm that breakdown the next day, well, then I think we have some things that we've got to potentially address in your portfolio. I think you can start to be putting on some safety things here, but I think bullish but cautious. We've been saying the same thing for weeks now, right? That things are just moving sideways. They're bullish but neutral. No change in anything. Still bullish PSAR, 8's above the 21. RSI is now starting to fall, so you're losing a little bit of momentum, but the end isn't here on this. And we've held this trend line, which, again, give or take a few points. Here, things are in good shape. All right, so overall, ES looks fine. Nothing to do there. Oil doing its thing, just kind of hanging sideways. Our 112s are loving it. Gold has a nice rebound after this low. We sold puts yesterday, which was a great opportunity to sell puts. And then our covered calls that we rolled down, we didn't roll them into the money. We just rolled them partially down from way out of the money to out of the money, which is paying off today. So we're up nicely in our gold positions. And then bonds having a nice little bounce off of this support today, perfectly sideways, great for our strangles. Our strangles are up really, really nicely today. And in fact, I think our strangles are up significant amounts, like 10% or double digits or more on bonds. So that's all good. Nothing to worry about there. I've been talking a little bit about palladium as well. So if you're looking for a different way to trade gold and silver that's not at extreme levels, this thing's bouncing off of the 50-day moving average here. Not too bad, not great. This is not a bad spot, I think, to add some palladium. Anyway, it's just something a little different for you. And then obviously you can see here with the Mag 7, Amazon down ahead of earnings, but nothing to worry about there. Close to the 50-day moving average and bouncing. NVIDIA not having a good day today at all. So this is breaking through this rising wedge pattern. This is not good on NVIDIA. And what have I been saying for weeks now? As NVIDIA goes, so goes the market. If NVIDIA cannot get itself fixed, okay, and back up here, the market doesn't have a chance. Okay, doesn't mean the market's tanking. Okay? What it means is the market really can't hit new highs without NVIDIA being behind it. Okay, Tesla here, sideways day, not terrible. It's down, but not as bad as many of the other ones. Down. Meta, certainly not a bad day. I mean, it's had a gigantic gap up on earnings, and then it's just going to fill the gap. We knew it would fill the gap, right? Gaps get filled. Pretty standard stuff out there. If you aren't in Meta, then you wait until we get closer to the 50, 21 or 50 here, and we may have an entry opportunity. If you're in it, and you got in it where I did, okay, down at the lows, yeah, we gapped up. We're going to pull back. This is all good. We prepared for that. Sold in the money calls on this position. This is in pretty good shape for us. All right, Apple quickly here is having a great day. Great couple days after earnings. Apple's holding up, even though it's down slightly. Google doing nothing. Okay, it's selling off a little today. Hasn't even hit the 8-day moving average. Nothing on Google. In fact, I like Google. This is probably a great opportunity to potentially get into Google. Okay, I haven't liked Microsoft for a year. I still hate it. Okay, you haven't heard me say buy Microsoft. I don't like it. I don't like software. I'll reiterate those things for the 900th time to you. I don't like software, even though software should be great beneficiaries of AI. Not yet. And I don't like anything to do with Microsoft. So would not be anything I'm in. Palantir, we have naked puts on this thing. Nice move up today on earnings. This is doing great. Okay, Hood's been a real disappointment. It's been heading down, but Hood is largely dependent. I've been saying this as well on Bitcoin. We know Hood's going to drop until Bitcoin can find a bottom. We have just been pounding through one level of support after another level of support. Okay, after another level of support here. Okay, I think we're heading now, and I mentioned this earlier. There's a level of support back here from February of 25. That was a previous pivot high. That's going to be right here around 67. The 618 fib retracement of the entire move here is sitting here at 77. I think this area, because we're in no man's land, there's no support where we are on Hood. It keeps falling. I think it's going to find a base around here. And when it does, I think that's going to be a great opportunity. It may find that support right around earnings, which could be a really great catalyst to get back some more into Hood. Broadcom, having a bad day, just been in a downtrend, but the 8's below the 21. So what have we been doing? We've been selling in the money covered calls. So our Broadcom position, okay, is hanging in there just fine. In fact, I rolled again today. I'm in the money. Okay, I'll just keep generating cash flow in the money on these things. But what did we just do today? It's hard to say if we filled the gap, but this is the 308.78 for the high and the low today, 308.65. So the gap is officially filled. Okay, that's a big deal. Gaps get filled. I love the fill on Broadcom here. We're right at the 200. I like it here. Okay, I like Broadcom in here. And then SoFi, I think we wait to see what happens with these support levels down here. I don't really want to do much with SoFi here, but I think selling puts anywhere between the 50 and 618, this golden zone here wouldn't be a bad idea. All right, that being said, I don't want to touch base on too much else in here. Let's get into the account. All right, so I'm going to, let me get off the screen here too so you can see the whole thing. I'm not blocking anything. The account's doing fine. It's pretty neutral on the session today. We've got Broadcom down decently. Okay, but I did roll, so it looks worse than it is. I actually rolled down. So I rolled from 325 to 295. I rolled down for an $18 credit, and I'm using two contracts. So an $18 credit times to my 200 shares, I made $3,600 on it. So even though this is showing down 4,900, well, 3,600 of that comes off of that because I owned Broadcom, and it's doing just fine. All right, and then I also added a call on these puts, which are down only about $1,200 for me. Added a call, half this position size, up here at 330 in case there's any kind of a rebound. But I sold them for $900. Well, I'm only down $1,200 on the puts. So if we don't rebound all the way to 330 in a week, okay, I will have paid for almost all of this down move here, and my puts are still in action, which is where I would love to add more of Broadcom. Okay. Oil, nothing to do here. Our 112s are in great shape. Nothing to do. Oil's up, oil's down, it's sideways. Okay, we have no risk to the upside. We got 112s. We got an at the money 113, which has actually been on in 1/3 of the time, and it's already hit the same profit. Now I'm up, 86% here on this one. So we could be taking this off anytime. 90% winner is my target. We're close. I could take it off if I want to put on a new oil trade. I'm going to wait for it tomorrow, but we'll take a look. Okay, we're down 84 points on ES, which is down 1.19%. So we've had a nice little 5 points since we started here. I cannot stay on all day to keep this thing from falling, but our naked puts are up here. This one's up 60%, 61.25, 61.50. We're nowhere near that. We would need another 15% to fall in the next couple days or weeks here. And then our at the money one, we are now in the trap. Okay, it's down because it's only been on for 8 days and we've been moving down, but look at this thing. Okay. It's looking pretty good to me. Okay, so there's where we are. We are just into the trap on an at the money 113. This is beautiful. And remember, I cut back from a 224 to a 113. So I have less naked puts on. So I have less Vega risk in my portfolio, less downside risk, and I have a much higher trap up here that as this thing continues to either stay here, if it moves higher, fine. If it moves a little bit lower, okay. And over time, this T+0 line will lift as we get into there. So I'm loving it. We're exactly where we opened it for the most part, down just a fraction on this trade. I'm pretty happy with that trade. All right. And then we got a naked put here up 13%. That's fine. Nothing to do with that. All right. So we're good. We're not overextended. We got a gold trade here. It's up 12%. It's up nicely today. Here's another at the money. This time is a 112 version of this trade. We're nowhere near the trap, so we're fine. I'll be shooting for 90% return on this thing. It's been on for 26 days, so it's been on for a while. We'll get there. It looks like it's in good shape. Nothing to do. And again, our strangle here on bonds up nicely today. We're up 9%. Nothing to do. So these trades, which makes up the core trades I have, are in pretty good shape today. We're pretty much at a break even through all of the futures trades. Then we get into some of these other ones. Again, AVGO, it's not down 4,800 today. It's actually only down about 1,800 because I took out the calls that were in here and replaced them with other calls that are actually now down because once I did that, we've started to climb, okay? Which, of course, right? So I called the bottom on that. I'll take it. I don't mind it because I'm going to get a ton of extrinsic out of these anyways. I still have almost $1,100 of extrinsic and nothing to worry about there on the AVGO trade. And as we trade this as a dynamic put here, this thing is in pretty good shape. In fact, what did we do on this AVGO? I know I gave this to you guys, but I'm going to. I know you can't see my screen, so it's all good. I am updating my planner. I bought these back for $2.74. So I did generate $25.94 today on these, and then I sold the new ones, which are in the money for $20.80. So a giant chunk of change right there. So that's in good shape. And right now, our value on the whole AVGO trade, $28.54. Okay, I'm going to show you how this trade is handling things right now. So, we're down, what, 6,500 on the income form uncovered call? Are we? Let's take a look at the whole trade. Boom. Let's get into it. Here is my tracker. Here's the AVGO trade. Remember, we just saw 28.54 was the value a few minutes ago. It's still the same value as at this exact second. Okay, I have generated over $7,100 in covered call premium on this thing, and this year alone, I've generated 4,600. So between the date I opened this and right now, we've generated $7,128 on this thing. So our total cost basis, because you take anything that you've gained here, and we're going to subtract any gains from our covered call premium. Technically, we're reducing our basis. So our adjusted basis, now, if we had losses on the covered calls, we'd be adding those to our basis. So our adjusted basis now on this trade is 2,200. And as of today, we're up $620. I'm not really worried about the percentage, but it is up 28%, while the stock is down 9.3% since it opened. Okay, it's down more than that this year so far. So since it's high, we're now down 35% on this trade. So 35% since the highs last, whatever, October it might be, but I'm up. Okay. We're not up a ton. We're up $620, but I'm up $620. We'll take it. So I like it. Again, this is exactly why we do these trades the way we do them. Okay. And I know people, oh, if you didn't sell the calls, Tom, you'd be capping your upside, and yeah, so what? Okay. I know that. Okay. But if I knew what a stock would do before I put on a trade, okay, I wouldn't be talking to you today. Okay, I'd be the richest man in history. Okay, all I'm doing is putting on a trade where I'm generating weekly extrinsic. Am I buying back when it blows through? Sure, but I gain my extrinsic. You got to decide what's right for you. If you don't like the trade, don't do the trade. Okay, but also don't cry when your Broadcom poor man's covered call is taking a beating today because you weren't in the money and I was. Okay, so I'm just changing what I do dynamically to fit the market profile. I still like the company. I'm still up on the trade, not up a ton, but I'm still up. Okay, I'll take 27%. Okay, some people are not up 27%. The stock's down 35% out there. We'll take a look. Oh yeah, you are correct. I only have 2 units. It doesn't factor into it. Doesn't use that for anything. But yes, that's a good point. All right, yeah. So I have 200 shares, 2%. All right, let's keep moving. So nothing to do in AVGO now. I did add a call to my naked put, which is down at 270, which is where I would love to own this thing. Yeah, I'm down $1,000 on this trade, which is not a lot. Okay, this is a $400,000 account today, and we're pretty much up break-even day today. But okay, I sold calls way out of the money. Those are down a little bit because AVGO has rebounded 4 points since I made this trade, but I'm okay with that. Okay? So we're fine. Okay? But I did this to help get in that $900 of extrinsic that I can use to pay down any potential losses I have right now. All right, so nothing to do here. BMNU, there's nothing to do here. It's down $700. Nothing. It's doing nothing today. Okay, we're fine exactly where we are on this dynamic income naked put. Okay, puts are down a tad, calls are up a tad. It's fine, nothing to do. Okay, gold. What do we got going on in gold? Well, yesterday we rolled our calls down, but I did not roll in the money. Okay, yesterday I rolled out of, still partially out of the money. And today we've got a snapback higher to an extent. So yes, those calls are down. Okay, but look, I'm up $5,400 today. Why? Because my underlying asset, okay, is up. Here it's at now 61,000, 62,132. So 62,132. is the value. And then after yesterday's roll, I have I have losses on this trade, but I have so many gains here that I'm still up pretty nicely. We'll take a look at that one as well. Take a quick look. Here we are on gold, and yeah, I fixed that AVGO one. Still should be two here. All right. So take a look at what we've done in gold. So gold, I just told you, is worth 62,132. Our cost was 7,700. Okay. We have taken hits on having our covered calls go in the money and having to buy them back on the way up, which is fine. We expected that on a stock that goes up. We don't mind that. Okay. But you take this 29 grand and you have to add it to the 7 grand to get what your adjusted cost basis is. All right, so my adjusted cost basis is 36 grand. Okay, I'm sorry, 36,784. But I've made 25 grand on this trade so far, okay, between the increases and the extrinsic, that I'm still up 70% in 193 days, while gold's up 46%. Okay, so again, I don't like buying it back and seeing a loss. Then don't do the trade, man. I'm fine. I'm good with what I've got going here. I will take my gains on this stock as well. Okay, let's keep moving on to the next one. So nothing to do on gold here, but I do want to make a move. So let's take a look back here. All right, so we're in gold. I already rolled this thing. It's fine. There's nothing I would do. Tons of extrinsic. I just want the extrinsic back. I don't care where this thing goes. Okay, because any gains on the calls, I'm sorry, as far as it goes in the money, any losses on the calls will be offset by gains on the longs. Okay, totally fine with that. And the gains on the longs will gain more than my calls will lose. So I win because of the convexity of the trade. But this dynamic income put, should I sell calls on this thing? Well, no, because it's up. When the stock is up and trading fine, we don't do anything except hold on to our naked puts. Okay, so it's just a standard naked put trade. Down at 400, if I get down there and get assigned, fine, I'll buy it at 400 and gold. If I don't, I will take this off at like a 90% win, and I'll move on with my life. All right, let's get to strategy. So strategy, what we got going on here? Do we have to make any moves today? All right, so we are right at the money. So we sold in the money covered calls. Okay, we've generated. Look what. So here's the long position. The long position, okay, is down $1,200, right? 1254 today. But these are up 1,600. I'm up $400 on my position today because I sold in the money on these. So I'm all good with that. Right? But this thing has been taking some hits, so it's down quite a bit right now. Right? So we're down on this position about what are we at? 636 or something. So is the value. So barely breaking even, but it's there. What have we generated? We have generated over $7,000. And that's through a couple days ago. Okay, when we rolled this last one, we've generated over $7,000 in covered call premium in the money, whatever, as well too, which is offsetting any losses that we have. All right, so our adjusted basis is now 6,700. Okay, we've lost about 6 grand here, but we're about to generate another $3,000 on these puts. So we're only down about 3 grand on our entire trade, not 13. I'm only down 3 grand on this thing. I'm fine with it. Okay, so 3 grand is on a $400,000 account, not even 1% down. So strategy is down 29%. Okay, and I'll be down 3 grand on this trade. Right, not too shabby. And all we'll take is a couple up days or so, and we'll easily wipe that any losses back out. So we've only been in it for not even 2 months. All right, the dynamic income naked put. We sold the 110 put. Okay. We're down on those puts, which we expected. We sold the 110, which is an area that I would like to actually own strategy if we get there. So one time, yeah, we're down 3,900, but we've made $1,500 in 5 days on just this put alone. That's pretty nice, but that's not the only put that we have. All right, so give me a second. Let's take a look here. Okay. Let me show you how this trade's looking. Okay. I got to make sure I have enough time to make my moves here. So, all right, strategy. I just put in the current value. It's minus $6,300 is where that naked put is. Okay. We sold it for a $2,300 credit. It's now 6,300 debit to buy that back. So we're actually down almost 4 grand on that trade, but we've already closed one covered call for 1,400 bucks. Okay, so technically we're only down 2,500 on our naked put position. Okay, and I'm about to close another one. Okay? And on these, blah, blah, blah. And I am doing a 1-to-1 ratio on these because the stock is falling. If the stock's rising, I'm going to do maybe half the position because I want my deltas positive. When the stock is falling, I want my deltas to be negative on the trade. So I'm doing a full position on the calls. Hope that makes sense. But I changed my size and I changed uh, my strikes from at the money to in the money to out of the money based upon what the market's doing. Okay. Stock's falling, so we want to be in the money, and I want to be in the money with a full position of calls, potentially, or at least be selling calls, even if they're out of the money at the full position. All right, so let's go back. I just showed you this. Let's get back on these trades. Take a quick look. Okay, ES is only down 67, so we've recovered 23 points since I started here. You're all welcome. Right. So that being said, okay, could we roll these? Yeah, we're at 85% or 85% gain on these calls. I say we roll the calls. Okay, so let's roll them out do we want to roll them to next week? We could. I don't mind being out of the money on these. I could be at like a 30, 20, at a 30 delta. I think that's fine. I'm going to get a nice credit. I'm going to take in more money. The extrinsic's $3. Yeah, there's earnings. I'm not worried about earnings. And so, because earnings on strategy really don't matter. It's really what happens to Bitcoin here. $3.40. And I've got 7 contracts. I'm going to make another 2,100 bucks here. No matter what happens, I like it. So let's see if we can get something done here and roll these calls. I'm only rolling them down just a fraction. There we go. Boom. All right, so let me ungroup it and regroup it. This is again a naked put trade, dynamic naked put, where I'm moving calls around. Okay, I just sold another $2,300. When I go to record this trade in my spreadsheet, let's go back here. I got to make sure I'm showing all the right things. Okay, I'm going to record this trade, right? Because I just made it. Okay, so you saw where we were a second ago. All right, I just made this trade and I bought these back today for 39 cents. I put it in the wrong spot. Come on. So I generated another 1484 today, and I went out and still sold out of the money, which I'm okay with. Okay. I don't want to get whipsawed around too badly, but I sold some more calls for 342. But now look, okay, we're now only down $1,000. A second ago, okay, hang on. A second ago we were down 2,000. Well, now we're only down $1,000 on this trade. Okay, and we still hold our naked put. It's still where we want to be. Okay, and we've written 2 out of the money calls against it just to generate some cash. So while I'm waiting, I guess I'm going to take an extra $3,000. Maybe I'll fly to France or to Italy and see the Olympics, courtesy of strategy, right? Because I just got paid 2,900 bucks while I wait for my puts to either pay off or get assigned at a level that I want. I'm pretty happy. I hope this makes sense for you guys out there. All righty, there's strategy. We did our moves. NVIDIA, we got a naked put. This thing's down. I'm not going to do anything about it. NVIDIA's earnings, so I'm just going to wait. I could write a call against this thing. I'm only down 500 bucks. It's not worth it to me to fuss heading into earnings. Palantir, we got a naked put here. This thing's down 175 bucks. Nice day today. We're fine. I sold the 80 put. I would kill to own Palantir at 80. So, and because it's doing fine, I'm not going to do anything with calls. The Qs, here's an income poor man covered call trade. I still have plenty of extrinsic to go. I see no reason to fuss with this thing. SPY, same thing. I've still got plenty of, I'm still up $42,000 here, and I'm up another 600 bucks so far on this trade, which was an in the money or at the money that I sold. So we're in good shape. I'm still in the money on this thing. Here, so if the market falls more, I still have $3 more of intrinsic that I can make good on. I'm fine. Okay. So while SPY is down, you know, 91, 0.91% today on SPY, okay, I'm down a whole $700 on a trade worth 40,000. Okay, that's a nothing burger. Okay, so again, it's not nothing, but it's really not a lot today. So these calls are offsetting much of this. Nothing to do here. UNH, we got a put. We sold the 240 put yesterday, and it's down a whole $200. I'm not worried about it. I'm not selling calls yet on it. I don't feel I need to. We're at 240. It's at 283. Nothing to do. And then our Vertiv 112. This thing's up 68% right now. It's got 3 days to go. I doubt that it's going to get to the 170 to hit the trap, but stranger things have happened. I might as well hold on and get 90%, right? So we're done. We're done with this account. It's in good shape. I don't have anything to do. Do I use stop losses on the naked puts? Yes, according to my plan, I do. So I will stop out. However, if I'm using calls to offset the losses, okay, then I'm going to be much more forgiving on those puts. The best thing to do is to read the plan, look at the trade plan that I have posted here in the Discord. Okay, so if you haven't seen it, okay, so where I would be spending some time would be go to the resources, okay, spec trade strategies. Here's the dynamic income. Oh, the Nike put. Anyway, would I stop on it? Yeah, take a look at the management in here. There's a whole video, and then you can read the trade plan here and see exactly how I would handle that. Okay, so I would take a look here, read down through, find the management quickly, see what I would do on this on the naked put management. Right, I'm looking for 90% profit. Okay, I would close in 50% profit. Okay, or I can allow it to expire. So again, there's no stop loss for me because I want the shares. Okay, so I want the shares. Okay, so I'm not going to close it because I want assignment. Okay, so I want assignment on this thing, and then I'll use the Leaps Launchpad method to convert that right into a trade. All right, I hope that makes sense. What I want to share quickly because time's running out on the day, and I want to go through my other account with you. So let's take a quick look at that. I know you guys may have a question or two, but I just want to show you my account, but I got to make some moves in here or see if I have to make some moves. Now, this is down a little bit more, mainly because of the Novo move, but don't get too excited yet because we got to take a look at what's happening in Novo. So we'll see even though this says I'm down 6,900 on this trade today, okay, let's see if that's exactly where we are. So before we get into Amazon, what do we got? We got Amazon earnings coming up in a day. I believe they're on Thursday, so 2 days off. We're at 92% on this call. I'm going to leave it. It expires tomorrow. I don't really want to put anything on. If I do anything, I'll either A, put an in the money call on, or I'll put no calls on Amazon right now today. So Amazon doing pretty good. Nothing to worry about on that Amazon trade. I'm not going to touch it. Okay, BTCI is just a ETF. Our gold trade, we put a put on yesterday. We're up 45%. Pretty nice here today. Our Gorilla trade, this call down a little bit, no big deal. We don't have very many shares. Okay, our Hood trade, hey, everybody worried about Hood. Look at my trade on Hood today. Okay, look at my trade on Hood today. I'm up 165 bucks on Hood. How's everybody else's Hood doing? Okay, well, Hood's down, a decent amount today, but if you're following the plan with what we're doing, we're actually up on Hood 200 bucks. Why? Because we sold in the money calls on this thing. So the in the money calls today, not only they've paid off by saving us $135 so far, and there's still 2,400 of extrinsic in there. Go baby, go. Okay, I still have another dollar of downside protection on Hood, and I have a bunch of extrinsic. So we're good on Hood. So all is good in the Hood or on Hood, whatever you want to say on it. But our Hood position is in good shape right now. Why? In the money, covered calls on stocks that are falling will pay dividends to you as we move forward. Okay. And we have generated over $9,000 so far in covered calls. So it's offsetting most of this loss. So the stock's down 30%. Okay. And we're down maybe 3 grand on this thing overall. So I'm pretty happy with that. And when we close this trade for another 2,300 in extrinsic, we'll probably be break even unless Hood takes another 10-point nosedive. I do like Hood here, though. I'd be adding it. Yesterday was a phenomenal day to get back into another covered call ETF that I've been looking at, but I didn't have a chance to get into because gold's been going crazy. But we added IAUI yesterday. So this account is, again, mostly for generating income, and that's why that's there. All right. Do we have to do anything on Meta? Yeah, we probably do have to do something on Meta. We've already gotten all of the juice out of our trade on Meta here. In the money call, okay, paid us $9,000 on Meta here. All right, so we'll take that overall, but we're going to roll this thing. And we'll roll out, let's roll out a full week to the Friday. And we're going to move this down. We don't want to go too crazy. And even though I should be more in the money on it, I'm not going to go too far in the money because I don't want to get whipsawed, but I'm going to generate a gigantic credit for this. I'm going to get paid really, really well. You know what? Let's go a little further. We'll give ourselves a little more downside protection in Meta, but I think Meta fills the gap around 675. So I don't really want to be more in the money than that. I think Meta can find some footing here at some point. So we'll roll down a little bit, but not all the way to in the money because Meta is technically bullish. The 8 is above the 21. So technically on Meta, you don't really want to be much in the money. You want to be at the money on Meta. In fact, that's because Meta is in a bullish trend right now, even though this pullback has been awesome for us. I'm going to go to 685, which is pretty close to at the money, giving us like $5 of downside protection here and a boatload of extrinsic. $13 of extrinsic on a $690 stock is 2% on the stock. But I own 300 shares using 3 contracts at a quarter of the price. So I'm going to make really 3 to 4 times that by selling this here. So I like this. 685. Ooh, we're moving up. Moving up. I want to be at the money. I don't mind being a few bucks in the money. So let's just do that. Boom, that was quick. So there we are. We're back slightly in the money on Meta. And what did we just do here? Let's take a quick look at our buys and sells. So we sold, or we bought the $3.83 is what we paid to get that back, which generated over $9,000 on this move, which is unbelievably great. Okay, so we got that, and then we sold 1794. Okay, we're in really, really good position on this thing so far. So a pretty good move there on Meta for us. All right, Novo. As you can see, I've already rolled that today. Okay, I rolled it down. Okay. On Novo, we rolled from, what was the move? We rolled from 63 down to 55. Okay. But okay, we generated on that Novo move, we generated a bunch of cash, okay, on the initial in the money. And now we're in the money again. We're slightly out of the money on this one because we didn't want to roll too far. But we offset most of our loss. We're only down $4,000 on the long position on Novo. Okay, 4,000 on the long position of Novo. And then we've also generated covered call premium. So we're not even down 1% on our Novo position. Somebody was asking me, well, Tom, are you going to close your Novo position? Why? I'm down 1%. Okay. I'll take it. The only reason I would sell is because of what they came out with on their guidance. Did they significantly alter the trajectory of this stock? We'll see. But the way I'm playing it here as an income poor man covered call or a dynamic poor man covered call, I'm okay because if it goes down, I'm going to be generating cash flow all the way down, and then we'll generate more money on these longs when we go back up. Fine on Novo. Okay. Nothing to do on Palladium here. It's down Qs. You probably could roll these Qs. There's 2 days left in it. If we look at the Qs, right now, it's still bullish. I'd be at the money. I mean, if you want to roll, sure, we could roll down and maybe out. What is next Friday? Is it the 10th? It's the... Somebody tell me what next Friday's date is. I don't have my calendar in front of me. 13th, thank you. All right, so if we just want to roll out to the 13th, okay, actually, let's not, because I actually want to just roll to this Friday, which is, what's Friday? The 6th? All right, so I'm going to roll to the 6th because we still have time left in this week, and I'm rolling down. Okay, I want to roll down, and we're going to stick right here, right at the money on these. So we'll generate some more money, and we'll be right at the money. Okay, we'll go 615. We'll see if we get filled. I know we're running out of time in the day. We're down 64 bucks on the futures. I don't know. QQQ, I always feel like I'm having to chase this stupid thing. All right, you know what? I'm leaving it there for now. Okay, let's see. SPY. SPY is nowhere near the same. This SPY is in the money on this call, which is great, giving us downside protection. So we are barely down today on our SPY position. Okay. Our SPY position's worth 28,000. We're down 300 bucks. So we're down like 1%, which is exactly what the market is. So uh, considering the leverage, would I be looking to get into more QQQ on a dip like today? What I would be looking to do on a day like today, where we broke the 50 on the Qs, is I'm very seriously considering wanting to sell a naked put on the Qs. Okay, so that's where I really want to play is some naked puts on the Qs. See if we have, so we don't run out of time on it. SPY eye, nothing to do on these things. These are fine. Oops, there's my Qs got filled. I'll update that later today on the Qs, but we'll take that. Our Q trade is up almost 100%. Anyway, I'm sorry, UNH, we've got a naked put that we just added yesterday that's doing nothing. Then we've got good returns, okay, on this in the money call that we had written on UNH. The overall position today is down only like 200 bucks. So even though UNH is down $2, you could roll this one. It expires in 3 days. We could roll it. I think I'll just leave it because there's a little bit of extrinsic there. So I'll just leave it and do nothing with it. And then Zeta, it's down today, only 800 bucks. And our ZVRA is, oh, I'm sorry, it's down 600 bucks today. Not a big deal. And our ZVRA trade is fine. All right, nothing to do. I would consider calls on Qs. I like the fact that we broke the 50 today. We could have more downside to go. I'm really liking these 70 to 80 day trades. Let's go 73 days. I'm going to go down around that 15-ish delta, maybe the 550. Somewhere in here, I could go further. But according to my trade plan, which I want to stay true to my trade plan on the dynamic income puts here. Give me a second. Let's just double. Yeah, I don't have it in front of me. So I think the 15 delta is something around 545. Am I getting decent money for this? Well, $583 using 2820 is a 20% return on it. So I like it. The next question is, where is support? 575 is the 200-day moving average. Would you like to own the Qs below the 200-day? Yeah, I would. So 575 is the 200-day moving average. If we look at the weekly chart, the 607 is the 21, and 573 is the 50, which you would always think the 50 and the 200 would be about the 50 weekly and 200 daily, about the same. So I'm below both of those here at 550. You could probably go even a little higher on this pullback. I don't think this is a bad spot to potentially get me into some more Qs. I only have one contract here. I'd like to own more shares of Q here. So we're going to actually put this on. Let's see if we can get a fill. And there we go. All right, so this is a naked put. I will manage that put with calls if I have to. If we start to rally, we're going to be in good shape. If we start to fall, oh, Tom, why are you selling puts? The world is ending today. Well, I'm sorry, guys, the world did not end today. We're going to end today only down 62 points on $6 on SPY, 61 points, $61 on SPY. That's not the end of the world, folks. Okay, it's all good. You got to zoom out, get yourself a. So Matt, question: how about a leap on the Qs? I'm not ready for a leap yet because I don't really want to enter a leap until I get down to maybe that 575 area. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make 636 bucks on this, okay, to sell this thing. Okay. If you can't sell it on the Qs, then maybe go with a wide credit spread as well. but I don't think I'm buying with VIX elevated here. 18 is not a really big deal. VIX is stupid. It's dead. But uh, with IVR at 27, that's not a bad spot to be selling premium. I don't think I want to pay for premium. I don't know that I want to buy leaps here. I think you got to be patient and you got to see if we continue to head lower. And I think once we get around, the 100 or 200 day moving average, that's where you want to be buying. Okay. Until then, I want to be selling. Okay. And I want assignment. Okay. I hope this makes sense for you. Just be patient. I know we want to get into trades. Okay. And if BP is a problem for you to make this trade, and all right, if this trade was in a Reg T account, okay, it's going to cost you $5,000. So still not a bad, still not a costly trade. Okay. But if that's too much, then buy the put out here. Okay. And now, we're going to make 372 on 4,600 or so. So we've actually cut our buying power down by turning this into a fairly wide put spread. I don't think there's anything wrong. If you want to go a little more narrow, you could do this one. You'd only be using $2,000 in buying power. You take in 262. Okay. That's a 10% return. Okay. It's not the 20% return that I have, but when you're forced to do this in like a Reg T account, what's 10% in 73 days? That's beautiful, isn't it? And if we would start attacking this strike, this is going to be worth something. So A, you could then close this for a winner, and B, still get assigned and own it. And then if I owned it, I'd flip it into a leap anyway. So I think that makes sense. Okay, yeah, IRA account. Totally understand. So if this was an IRA account, okay, you got to do the same thing. Okay? You just got to turn it into a spread. Okay? If you can't take assignment here, is that we just put this on for a trade, and then I would put it on as a spread, and then if you got assigned, you could still close it and then open a leap at a lower cost anyway. As soon as you got assigned. And you'd be getting assigned below the 200-day moving average, which I think would be awesome. All right, so there's no panic out there. It's a down day. We're only down 56, 59, 62. It ended up being a nothing burger of a day, less than 1%. Okay, so I'm going to title this video, markets in turmoil, because everybody seemed to panic on a 1% down day today. Hey, just zoom out. See what's going on, manage your trades, okay? But the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is manage your deltas so that you aren't so long delta and you're not in trades of stocks that are all the same. My Palladium position, I own the 140 calls. I bought calls in Palladium. Okay. So I did that as just like a little bit of an alternative to gold, even though I have gold as well. All right, enjoy a great rest of your day, everybody. We'll get this posted up. If you want to know more about what we do here, certainly mention. And guys here, just ask questions in the Discord. Okay, we're here to help you. We'll guide you through these trades. I just need you to stay calm. And if you're seeing people, hey, I'm losing money on Microsoft. Well, what were you doing in that? I'm losing money on Broadcom. Well, what was the plan if it was going down? Okay, my plan is I'm selling calls against it. I don't just own a long position. I'm always selling calls against most of my long positions, either out of the money, at the money, or in the money to manage my delta and my risk. All right, have a great rest of your day, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye. Hey there and welcome, traders. Hey, if you like the content you just watched, absolutely give a like down below. We'd love to have you like this video, get the word out. If you got some good tips and takeaways, I've given you charts, I've given you trade ideas, shared a little bit about what we do in our service as well with you. Shared a pretty unique trade and some strategies here. If you like this, and you want to take your trading to the next level, I want you to come and join us. Okay, normally I'm not pushing the Discord. I like you guys to do your own thing out there, but I really think we've got some fantastic stuff right now that you can't miss. And I want you in the new year here to invest in yourself. Okay, people spend 80, $100,000 in college, come out with a degree that's totally useless. We're talking a couple $100 a month, not even a couple. We're talking $100 a month, okay, of something that can potentially generate thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars for you. Improve your trading, get better at what you do. How do we do that? Let's jump in and take a quick look. I'll give you the easiest way to do it right now is come to incomenavigator.com. Come and join us here. You can see exactly what we're doing. Trade with us, learn all about what we're doing. Click on the Learning Now button. It'll take you to a general page here. Talks about what you're going to get in this service, but yeah, just quickly, just go to become a member. Don't even bother with it. And if you want to save yourself some money, instead of $149 a month, type in the code KING right here, click apply. It's going to take $50 off the first month for you. It's $99. It's a no-brainer. Sign up, start getting the benefits right now. Make this the year that you're finally going to invest in yourself. Put yourself in a group with great, smart people. Put yourself in a group that is going to focus on education, making you a better trader, and make this the year for you to become successful. We'll see you there. Become an A player. Stop being a C player. We'll see you there. Bye-bye.